Welcome back to Big Fellas. How you doing, Darren? All right, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Enjoying this warm weather. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's proper nice out there, mate. Just been taking the kids to football training, standing in the sun. It's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
It's good.
Just sitting in the garden, enjoying a beer, or maybe a non-alcoholic beer these days, and just taking it all in.
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Yeah. Lovely weather.
Yeah.
Lovely weather. Lovely weather. Play football in as well, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Maybe a bit of
definitely.
man v fat.
Yeah. If you fancy a bit of man v fat, then definitely this is the time of year to join.
Yeah, definitely. Why should people join man v fat, Darren?
Mate, it's brilliant, isn't it? We've both done it. I'm out with injury at the moment, but do you know what, mate? Fantastic. I've been doing it now, Mark, about a year and a half. It's been great for keeping me on board, keeping me accountable to a team, to be fair, mate. So, and do you know what, mate? It's football. I love football. I like playing it, and it's my level as well.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. I remember the first time I played man v fat, I was in goal. This was at the Cambridge League when it very first started. And some lad ran rings around like 3-4 people and then smashed it past me. I was in goal. And I was like, shit, is man v fat out of my league as well, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Where is my level?
Yeah. But no, this is my level. But let's not say it's a bad level. It's competitive. It's very enjoyable. And I think there's a lot of people think that they're above it when they turn up and then have a rude awakening almost and realise, actually, this is far more competitive than I thought.
That's it, mate. And what I'll say is that there is a real mixture of levels there as well, which I actually quite like about it. There are some really good players there. There's some not so good players there. And everyone finds their space. But it's about weight loss, isn't it? That's where you really win in the games.
Absolutely. And this leads us on to us quite nicely. But there's a nice little discount code if you fancy it. You can type in what, Darren?
Big fellas.
Type in Big Fellas on the coupon code, voucher code when you sign up, and you'll get your registration free for £1. Can't say better than that, can you?
So the cheeky £9 saving right there, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. That's a round of drinks. Well, drink for me and you, maybe, just about.
Yeah.
So, a nice little saving. Let's just say there. So type in Big Fellas when you sign up, and you'll get yourself signed up for £1.
Yep.
I'll say better than that.
We'll see you in the league, hopefully.
Yeah, come on down.
But today then, Mark, what we're going to chat about?
So, we're getting about halfway through the year now, aren't we, mate? And I think it is time we probably have a time to sort of sit back, reflect, see how we're going, see what progress we've made, if any. Talk about it, keep ourselves accountable. So
it's like a half-time team talk, right? We've got to go in, we've got to get motivated and go out and win the second half.
Yeah. Exactly. I couldn't have said that any better myself. So, I mean, there's a lot to talk about here, and it's like, I guess really, where's the starting point is, where did you sort of set out at the start of the year? What was your goal at the start of the year, Dan?
Yeah. I think on the back end of Christmas, mate, because we did an episode in January, didn't we? Where we talk about this sort of stuff. And on the back end of Christmas, just wanted to get a little bit healthier. Mate, I weren't like hell for leather on it. You know, I've lost, obviously. I'm quite happy, really. I want to lose a bit more, but I'm not really motivated to do it at that point. So just wanted to continue playing football, continue trying to be as fit as I can, and to make better decisions is kind of where my mindset was at. What about yourself in January?
Yeah. So coming into January, done the age-old thing that I've done every Christmas and piled on a load over Christmas. Ate too much crap, enjoyed myself, ate too much, drunk too much, and then found myself probably about 4 kilos heavier than where I wanted to be, or where I was before Christmas. Probably before December. I think December I just switched off and just enjoyed myself. And so at that point, it was like, right, let's get myself back in the game. And as I weighed myself this morning, I am back down to where I was in November of last year. So haven't moved, I've maintained, I guess, is where I'm at. I've had to lose a bit. I've lost, I guess, 3-4 kilos since Christmas and shaken off that excess that I put on. I'd like to have pushed on and gone further, but there's been some challenges for me this year. Well, both of us.
Before we go on to your challenges, Mark, because obviously I know what they are, and we'll come on to that. But before we go on to that, let's just reflect, right? You've done the Cambridge diet years ago. You lost a load of weight and you put it back on. You've done other diets many years ago. You've lost weight and you've put back on. You have now maintained there or thereabouts, give or take a couple of kilos over Christmas and the natural stuff, I suppose. you've now maintained since October. We're now recording this in early June. That, mate, I'd think a pat on the back there, really.
Yeah, I'd probably say it's from July looking at it, because I think from July and then I had the summer and I had a big holiday in August. So it did fluctuate a bit. But yeah, I think I found a new base level, if that makes sense. I think that's something I can really sort of take real encouragement from, is that I haven't shot back up. I haven't fell into the habits that once sort of owned me almost. I mean, I said it's not been a straight line. It's not been easy, but yeah, I just think, right, and thank you, mate. I've managed to sort of keep it off one way or the other.
Yeah, definitely, mate. So let's go on then. So you were saying about the stuff that's happened. I think that's definitely better coming from you to me, mate. So don't know how open you want to be with this.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Well, I mentioned it on the interview with Shan, and it literally just happened at that point. And what I really loved about that was I kind of went over it and didn't think too much of it. And Shan kind of stopped me and goes, "Mark, just checking, are you all right?" But those who didn't hear that episode, regrettably, my relationship ended a couple of months back. And so, that's come with a lot of challenges in itself. That said, I've gone into this, or I've gone into it, but I knew I was going to go through a lot of stress. And so I've said to myself, right, stay off the booze. You know what? Just stay clear. You're going to have to navigate a few stressful weeks here.
Yeah.
Best not do it being sort of influenced or under the influence, or waking up with a hangover, or getting drunk when you're angry or upset or anything like that. I thought it's not a good look and can lead to some worse things. So I did, for a few weeks, just stay well clear of the alcohol. And that probably did help me a lot, and probably helped in terms of losing, shall we say.
Yeah. Helps your gut and your mind, because you know, we all do stupid stuff when we're drunk, don't we, mate? We all do things that we regret, you know, especially in those sorts of times. And but also, you know, the amount of calories that you'd end up drinking, you'd end up eating worse. And also, mate, you get more depressed when you're drinking all the time. So yeah, good call on that, and well done, because I think that's the time where it really is, you know, quite hard to stay off it.
And it would have been easy to. It really would have been easy to. And I've sort of moved in with a mate, and he's always got a few beers in the fridge and everything. And so they're always sitting there, and he's always like, "Yeah, help yourself to a beer if you want one, mate." And which is very nice. And he's being very hospitable and that. But I was like, "Nah, come on, just stay strong in this." That said, the last couple of weeks, the difficult bits passed, shall we say. And I'm sort of feeling a lot more confident for the future and looking ahead and sort of rebuilding my life and that. I probably have relaxed a little, shall we say, and I have had a few drinks and everything. And do you know what? I kind of woke up one morning thinking, I'm not sure this is for me anymore. I'm not going to say I'm going to give up, but woke up with a couple of hangovers in the last couple of weeks, and I'm just like, I'm too old for this now.
I can't remember the last time I was actually drunk. Like I've drunk, you know, I think since the weekend. I've had a beer last night, and I think had a shandy at the weekend in the sun. That for me now is like my ideal, just a cheeky beer here or there. I enjoy my beer, I like my beer, but it's more about the environment, you know, like after where my kid plays football, that obviously there's a bar there, and we often, there's play park outside, so we say to the kids, go play, and a couple of the coaches will go and have a few pint or two. That's my happy place, to be honest.
Yeah.
Can't do big nights out anymore. I'm too old.
No, I think that's it. Like I said, I guess you get old, but a nice bit of food and a glass of wine. I'm quite down for a bit of that, you know. So, yeah. Ask me that in my 20s, and I'd told you to piss off. You know, I mean, just like, just lads, and on the beer and everything. Yeah, like I said, that's obviously had a big bearing on how my progress has been. And again, it's another situation where historically, in a time of extreme stress, I'd probably revert back to type and sort of get on comfort food and just eating sort of like big ass meal deals at lunchtime with extra chocolate bars and stuff, and stopping and eating a pork pie when I fill up the car with petrol and silly things like that, and all those kind of things. And I haven't done that this time. And like I said, I think a big part of that is just been keeping that clear head. That's gone a long way, I think. Yeah, so I think my overall progress is like I've maintained. I would have liked to have gone further, but still, I've maintained, and I think that's quite happy with that. Tell me about yourself then, Dazza. How's this year look then?
So first 3 months, pretty much like I said, trying to just continue. All going okay. And then, as you know, Mark, I've only just come out of a cast. I broke my wrist playing football. So I'm still out of action for another 3-4 weeks at the time of recording. Never broke a bone before, so it's been interesting. I'm 41. Am I? Hang on. How old are we? Yeah, 41.
Time of publication, yep.
Yeah, I'm 41. So, probably don't heal as quickly as it would have 20 years ago. Definitely. Yeah. But do you know what, mate? Obviously, I've stopped working out. So I've lost that. Definitely. Perhaps that's a bit of excuse making because I can't play football. I can still do things. I haven't been, to be honest, mate. So I need to hold myself accountable for that. First few weeks definitely wouldn't have been able to because it was swollen and sore and stuff. But probably could even when I was later in the cast. But it's this time of year. It's hot. It's sweaty. Anyway, with a cast on, perhaps not. But I'm out of the cast now. I've got another couple of weeks till I can get back to playing football. But I tell you what, it's made me realise, mate, is the amount of muscle I've lost around that wrist area and that lower arm is truly terrifying. Like when I compare the two arms, when you tense them, the difference in muscle.
So your left or your right?
I'm a left, and so I broke my left.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed, thank God. Yeah,
thank God for that, eh?
Not for that reason, you dirty bastard.
Oh, I was on about writing.
Oh, yeah, driving. Yeah, luckily I drive an automatic. But yeah, do you know what, mate? Like it was. It's made me realise how much muscle I've lost and how I need to get back into not just Man v Fat. I'm obviously going to rejoin that, but I want to get back into lifting as well and doing some weight based exercise as soon as I can. And I'm actually thinking about reaching out to an old PT that I used to work with, a couple of PTs that I used to work with because they run like HIIT classes, but just explaining to them that my wrist is still recovering. Today I tried to get into like a press up position, just gently without putting too much weight on it, and I can't bend my wrist to do it. I've got no flexibility there, so it's going to take a bit of time. But I need to build that muscle mass up to get fitter. So I think what I'm getting at here is over the next 6 months, for me, my objective is obviously, I do still want to shift some weight. It is still important to me. I need to get my eating back in order because that's gone off the rails, definitely for me at the moment. The not exercising thing's been quite important, and then slipping into the bad habits again, eating on, too much things like chocolate and crap. But I know that if I got back into the gym, then that would motivate me to eat better because I know that the difference when I go to the gym will be massive if my diet's better. So I've got a house move pending any day now, as we've just been discussing pre-recording. Once that's done, I'm going to rejoin a gym. I'm going to rejoin Man v Fat. So I'll have my football for fun. I'm going to try and go 3 times a week and do weights-based workouts and high protein. I'm not going to do a diet, mate. I'm going to do a high protein, and I'm just going to focus on nutrients and cutting down the carbs basically to a lot less, shall we say, not 0, but not very many. That's my plan. Yeah. So by the end of the year, I don't know if I'd have lost weight. Hopefully I'd have gained some muscle mass. I might go and get a pair of smart scales and see what happens.
Yeah. This is a time to sort of take stock, isn't it? And sort of like, we are where we are. It's halfway through and it's all about making the second half better and getting the results you want, isn't it?
Yeah. I love the football talk here. But yeah, mate, what about you? So you talked about the first 6 months, but what's your plan for the, you maintained, mate, and like I said, I think there's a lot of good in that. But what's the plan for the next 6?
Yeah, so I do want to continue. I do want to lose a bit more, and yeah, that's going to come. And I don't know. I'm less focused on how I don't think I want to go back to the Cambridge weight plan. It's worked to the level it has, and I'm really happy with that. But I do want to do something more sustainable and longer term. So I am sort of eating, and again, I'm aiming for high protein, probably just lowering my carb intake, certainly lowering my sugar intake one way or the other. I want to get the steps up. Something that since the breakup of really up my steps. And that's one of the reasons I'm living quite close to my parents. And so they're about a 15-minute walk away from where I'm staying. Yeah. We're going across see them and sort of 3-4 times a week, just wander over there for a chat and a coffee and a catch up. great. 2 things, get some steps in, and I get to sort of spend some time with my folks and that, and have a catch up with them and everything. So that's worked. And so yeah, just upping my step count is something I've noticed, and it's something I do want to really carry on with. And yeah, ideally I'd like to get back into sort of weightlifting and that, and just do that strength training, and that's something that I will explore further down the line. I think in the immediate short term, I've obviously got to find myself a new place to live and deal with all of that. But yes, I will be. That'll be something that comes. But yeah, things I can control in the short term is get my step count up, eating more of the right stuff, get some high protein in me, and lowering sort of sugar is the goal. So I think we can do that. It's well within my control. I think about a point now, because I've lost the huge chunk of weight. It's now I can make smaller changes and hopefully carry on that journey, if that makes sense. I don't think I have to do something quite as extreme or as high level as what I did previously.
Yeah, well, mate, like that's for us to now go out and do, and I'm sure people listening have their own sort of plans over the next 6 months. It's kind of like summer's that weird time of year, isn't it, where you think to yourself, like, actually, do you know what? If you actually sit down and eat more salad-y type things, you actually do enjoy it on hot days, I think.
You do tend to eat more salad than that over the summer, don't you? It's just more easily, don't they?
Yeah, and it's a good time of year because you feel like you need to be feeling a bit better in your clothes. You might have a summer holiday coming up like that. I think we're looking to book one probably for the October half term, so I've still got quite a bit of time to go. Actually, do you know what? I can be feeling quite a lot better when I go there.
A couple of weeks actually. So
yeah. So probably you at least want those couple of weeks hitting it harder, I reckon, before you go.
Yeah, and I think historically, one of the things that I've done, and my mindset would have taken me to a point where, like, well, in a couple of weeks' time, you're going to be eating and drinking loads and put loads on, so there's no point trying too hard now because you're just gonna waste it. Well, actually, no. You're almost just kind of like setting yourself up for it a bit better, aren't you? Rather than not trying, and then you almost put on more than what you would have done otherwise.
Yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. But yeah, mate. So that's the next 6 months then. It's nice to hear how other people are doing as well, I think. So if you've had a good 6 months and you want to shout about it, then do it on our social media because we love to hear it.
Absolutely, reach out to us.
If you've had a bad 6 months, then again, let us know, and we'll see if anyone can offer any support. If you know a good PT as well, let me know because I am actively looking for one at the moment. I think got someone in mind, but it's not completely decided yet. So just on the big fellas, we're everywhere, aren't we, Mark? We're on TikTok, Instagram,
YouTube,
LinkedIn,
Facebook, LinkedIn.
Yeah,
you name it, we're on there. So
no escape.
We're there. So reach out to us, guys, and like I said, tell us your stories. Again, if you want to come on and share your weight loss story, we'd love to have you on. I think that's probably a good place to round up, don't you, mate?
Definitely. Well, thanks, Mark. What we got next week?
Next week, we have a special. We've got the Football Drop podcast coming on. Two lads who are Man v Fat players who run a successful football podcast. So I think it'll be a bit of fun and probably a bit different to what we usually do. So I'm quite looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. And they're both well into their weight loss as well. So it's very on topic. But we all love a bit of football, don't we? So all good. Right, well, until then, we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys. Take it easy.